You want to go first? No, because that'll be dust in the camera, won't it? It seems we've entered some kind of exclusion zone, 40 kilometers or so from Chernobyl.
Hi, I'm Walter Kovach.
This is the story of a 3.5-month motorcycle adventure to create and map out an off-road dirt trail from Europe to the Pacific at Magadan. I first began adventuring by motorcycle in the early 1990s. Since then I've ridden on every continent, ventured into unridden states like Tuva, crossed Eurasia from Europe to the Pacific 5 times, and opened up new routes across Siberia like the Sibirsky Tract and the BAM Road.
And it all began with an obsession with Siberia.
Young Brisbane adventurers are set to embark on the journey of a lifetime, something never done before. James Muddy and Walter Kolbach are planning the first motorcycle trek from Tokyo to London via Siberia and Western China.
Spectacular. If we can get through that valley, the mountains will just be awesome.
This historic journey will take the 24-year-olds through places previously forbidden to foreigners.
Well, I've always wanted to travel through Siberia by motorcycle.
I've always wanted to travel through the Silk Road in China by motorcycle. And Walter and I were talking about our plans one time. We put them together and ended up with Tokyo to London.
That Tokyo to London trip back in 1994 introduced me to the concept of adventure motorcycling, and it affected me profoundly. Since then, I've been exploring the globe on 2 wheels, always trying to find or do something new. My plan for summer 2012 was to be my toughest and most challenging plan yet. To try to put together an off-road trail across Eurasia, the largest landmass in the world, from Europe to the Pacific Ocean. The time available to prepare for the trip was tight. The first few months of 2012 were taken up with the Andes Moto Extreme project to set a motorcycle world altitude record in the Andes Mountains of South America. This left precious little time to prepare for the main goal for the year. With the altitude world record done, I immediately returned to Europe to prepare my motorcycle for the Sibirsky Extreme Trail. The plan was to link together a wide array of great off-road trails I had ridden in Russia, Kazakhstan and Mongolia to create a coherent trail from the EU all the way to the Pacific at Magadan. I had spent the previous year preparing the route. To do that, I brought together hundreds of interesting sections of off-road I had ridden and planned to link them all together with new unridden tracks I had painstakingly put together over 4 months the previous year from detailed satellite imagery. With just weeks to go before departure, I worked frantically to prepare my BMW G650X challenge for the project. It was a bike I had used many times before for my adventure rides. It was light, durable, reliable and economical. My own bike was prepared with a front fairing, an extra 10-litre fuel tank and luggage rack from Hot Rod Welding in Holland. Together, these would offer me the wind protection, luggage system and range enhancement that I needed. The luggage racks were shod with my own design Magadan bags. These had been designed to offer the flexibility and weight advantages of traditional soft luggage, but had been made from a waterproof splash-proof material and could be both locked closed and locked to the bike. The suspension was completely changed. 50mm Marzocchi dual chamber fork supported the front, while a rear shock and progressive spring from HyperPro ensured traction and excellent contact with the ground at the back. Rims were changed to XL units to absorb the pounding the trails would throw at me. A seat from Ray de Vries kept me comfortable, and a bash plate and case saver from Stefan Scheffelmeier protected the bike. Adventure Spec provided the handguards, mirrors and clothing to round out the picture.
A number of riders would be joining me over the course of the 3.5-month ride, but only 2 would be with me there at the beginning, Terry and Rick.
While Rick was new to the fold, Terry was a man I had ridden with extensively in the past, including during our discovery of the BAM Road in 2009. Terry's background included 20 years of enduro racing before the adventure bug bit him. Since then, Terry has ridden his bike all over Eurasia, from Mongolia to Iraq. Combined with his mechanical skills and his easygoing manner, it meant that Terry was always going to be the ideal adventure motorcycling travel companion. Terry would be starting the ride on his heavily modified BMW G650X Country. We began in London and made our way via the ferry over to Holland. There we would make final adjustments to the bikes and luggage and would meet up with Baz and Linda, a couple of Dutch friends who would join us for the ride in a month's time in Kazakhstan. We carried with us to Holland the spare tyres we would need to fit in Kazakhstan. Baz and Linda had kindly offered to take them there with them when they shipped their bikes out. Then we headed for the Poland-Ukraine border. This would be the start of the off-road trail, the start of over 3 months and 18,000 kilometers of challenging riding. On the way, we stopped in at the home of Polish adventure riding veteran Robert Movie Star, who welcomed us with open arms and open bottles of vodka. Across from the Polish border town of Przemysl lies the Ukrainian village of Mostyska. Mostyska was the start of the Sibirsky Extreme Trail.